Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hamster's Hobby Hang. We have Mace. We have
Ooh,
Chris.
hey!
There's Chris's hand,
Hey.
currently covered in super glue.
Oh yeah, my hands are messed up right now. I've been assembling these minis and I had an accident.
A little accident. Hey,
I had
everyone
an
from
accident.
vacation at Key West. Hey, awesome.
Oh, who said that?
I think it's Chuck.
Oh, it's my dad.
I
Oh,
remember
that's your dad?
vacations.
Oh, Griff. Got it.
Yeah,
Oh, were you gonna
yeah,
be
he's
like,
in
oh, my
Florida.
family's at Key West right now too. You guys should say hi. Were you gonna
I
be
know,
one of
that's
those?
why I was like, they're celebrating their 30th anniversary right now.
Oh, awesome.
That's exciting. Anniversary
Congratulations.
of what?
Apparently he married my mom 30 years ago. Like, all
Oh
right.
wow.
I wasn't there, so I don't believe it, but whatever.
It's all hearsay.
Yeah.
Hey, Topulus.
All right, Hamster, what do we have going on tonight?
Look, I'm obsessed with Relic Blade still, alright? I've been playing. I
Hmm.
started a campaign on Tabletop Simulator because all the assets are on there.
Play
So,
with me.
yes, I actually thought to message you. I was like, I finally have a handle on it, and it's very fun. So, I want to get, a good guys and bad guys warband together so we can actually. I think it's the perfect game to have in the office because it's fast and it's just like accessible but also deep if once you learn it. So I don't know. I just think it's really easy for those people that are interested in wargaming or like learning what it's like, and just setting it up and playing. You don't need very many models. So yeah, I want to get a good guys warband now. So this is the Lone Guard, and I'm trying an experiment that I'm excited to check out too.
Nice.
Nice.
What do
What?
you got, Chris?
If you remember way back during Wildlands, we had Ross Charles on. He's the guy that digitally sculpted Venkura the Shadow Dragon for Wildlands.
Yeah.
He mentioned that one of the things he'd been working on is wheelchair miniatures. We've got 4 of them. They got here a couple days ago, and so I thought it'd be fun to start one of them. They need to be assembled. I'm actually really impressed with the level of detail on them, though. This one is the cleric. Let me.
Oh, nice.
This one's a tiefling cleric. So I've finished assembling him. This is probably the one I'm going to focus on painting first. Oh, Craig, you got your mechs in? Excellent. I actually have my mech sitting right here, too. This one I'm in the middle of assembling. Oh, I should not be picking it up. Hang on. Oh, no. That was trouble. This one is the rogue, which I really like because I'd love to show you as soon as I can. She's got, like, daggers in the spokes of her wheels and stuff. It's very cool. And then these bags that I'm going to start assembling. This one is the Dwarf Barbarian. And this one is... What's the other one? Druid. Elf Druid, I think? So I need to assemble those as well. But the
I
Tiefling
love
Cleric is the one I'm probably going to focus on painting first.
I
Well,
really like the accessibility. I feel like I've never seen a more uh enabling kind of mini campaign for people that have like disabilities and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I think that's awesome.
it's a fun thing to think of. Like, it's... I don't know. It's one of those things where we were like, this opens up the possibility to have characters like this in the game and like have like a mini for them and stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's cool.
Hmm.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, I love that. It actually like inspired me to make a character that's deaf. I know that's not like a like you, it's an invisible disability they say, but like I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of good story and like depth with like that kind of stuff cuz like with a wheelchair too, think of like all the battle moves you can do that you wouldn't be able to on just legs. Like I don't know, I'm very excited about that.
That'd be cool. Tarhad said that was a 2 mat build or 4 in the pre-roll. I think the last one was a swamp build, and we have 2x2 swamp mats, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a
So,
format.
okay, 4 mat.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's 2x2,
Right.
at least generally speaking, he tends to build it on a square instead of a rectangle.
Yeah, right.
Uh, but I don't know. I wasn't paying a whole
We
lot of
do have a
attention to
two
the
by two swamp. For the surface layer scenery, we do have a 2 by 2 swamp. We're working on getting the texture mats metal right now, but it is a texture mat, so it has that. It's a 2 by 2, yeah.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
I started picking away at this guy already because what I want to do is basically like the sepia thing that I've done in the past, where I kind of just like value sketch in one color, usually the sepia, but I'm trying it in a different color, kind of a purpley brown, as opposed to like the super warm sepia brown.
Oh,
So I'm thinking maybe that'll yield some
thank
cool
you, Lord.
results.
Are you going to use like I know with the other Bones minis, you kind of did a similar thing, and then it ended up being like purple and yellowish or greenish.
Yeah, the
Do you
bones
have
were.
colors in mind for this one?
Yeah, I kind of want them to be like sort of blue grays, a lot more muted. I kind of went like Technicolor on them a little bit, which was fun.
Cool.
And so I want to try something a little more like, I don't know. I imagine it kind of like illustratory, you know, like sort of, but like like sketchy sort of unsaturated or desaturated sort of grays and blues and greens and stuff with this earthy undertone, but like shadowy, more shadowy, like yeah.
Trying to
Oh,
figure out exactly where all this is supposed to go.
I just realized I didn't say this, but I'm not painting a mini tonight, unfortunately, because so the Dwarven Forge studio has iffy internet, especially during storms. So I normally stream from my apartment, and my apartment has great Wi-Fi most of the time, but unfortunately has horrible lighting because I live in a cave. So I'm just going to be drawing on my iPad tonight, and then I did glue a mini in preparation in case it was going to be brighter out, but because of the storm, I'm not going to be able to paint it. But it's one of these little modular minis. It's like a war tortoise. Wardis is what I was calling it, or
Wardis.
Oh, it's a turtle.
yeah,
I love turtles.
very cool. But
I
unfortunately,
actually I have two turtle casters I need to paint at some point.
oh, also for the people in the chat, we had an IRL hamster hobby hang on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and
That's it.
you'll get to see the results of that pretty soon, actually.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night at I believe 6
Seven
p.m.
o'clock Pacific.
Pacific. 7.
Yeah, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. It's a Matt Lillard is DMing a Halloween game for Deborah Ann Wool and Christina Ariel and Ember Moon and a couple other people, and it's a real fun campaign, and we had to speed paint a bunch of minis for it. So
Yeah.
Hamster and Mace came in and helped me get a bunch of those ready. Um, it's a good time. I won't say what was painted to save some surprises.
I
But
will say I was continuously disappointed in myself, and then eventually I was like, oh, okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah. It always gets that.
Yeah.
There's always a hump with a miniature, where you're like,
Yeah.
well, this stinks, and then you finally pick at a little more, and it's gorgeous.
this wheel's not going in right. Hang on.
I'm trying to go a little crazy with this because whenever I've done this, I'm still trying to get down this like value sketch and then glaze over it, and I always try like weird colors for some reason, but I feel like I have to lean brighter on the values because like the color has to show up on it. If you leave it too shadowy, it's gonna just like be sort of muddy. So I'm probably gonna go. I can already see I'm being too conservative. I'm probably gonna like go super horde on this first part.
And then we'll laze body. These actually go together pretty easy too, compared to some other metal minis I've put together. The parts on this are very well split, and they sit into each other like super easily. It's very nice. Yeah, let me actually move this over a little bit. Let me see more of that.
I
Just
also
more
love
barbarian.
the on the anvil yesterday because they showed off the most recent LED basilisk, which is
Oh yeah.
something specific. I don't know what I'm gonna put in my pledge manager order, but I know for a fact I'm getting one or two of those. Like, I love it so much.
I'm actually gonna bring up the pictures.
Yeah, I think
of
that's
them.
my favorite
That's the
miniature we've
first
made.
time. That's the first time I think we unveiled that paint job of yours as well, Hamster.
Oh, was
I
that
think
the,
we,
the
yeah,
first?
I think we put up a picture, but I think it's the first time, yeah, we've shown it, like, in motion, so to speak.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Definitely a challenge to do. You have to make cool and cooler versions.
Yeah, I can't
But
believe you managed to. I genuinely can't believe you managed to pull it off.
well, it was in this very chair that I was banging my head against the desk, but eventually it came out okay.
Have I told you my plan with Basilisk?
No.
I want to get at least one unpainted because I want to try to make an Arctic Basilisk.
Ooh, yeah.
It
That
seems
sounds
like
sweet.
it seems fun to me. Yeah. But yeah, the fact that you have two paint schemes in there, and they're both like very distinct but phenomenal is
Well, I'm glad we settled on like the spine color is the same on both basically, so they're related, somewhat,
yeah.
but still very different. McGregor, what's up? I got more Relic Blade because I'm obsessed with this game. So I have a good guys warband.
Oh, Stemkinsker. I'm really glad. I'm really glad these land for you. The whole thing was because that's what it was. Is it was these minis were made. It was because of the supplement. Someone on Twitter they homebrewed some rules for using a wheelchair. They made a combat wheelchair basically, and made like whole rules for like how does it function and everything. And because they're also in a wheelchair, and it was a whole thing of like, why not have like just an option for being able to actually like represent this in the game. Very cool. I was thinking one male, one female, as one of a species normally has to show off visible to get a mate. So like the LED basilisk is the male, and like they have to use their lights to like try and seem impressive.
Show off.
I can see that.
I think it's called peacocking.
That is also true.
See, I was gonna say, I thought the LED basilisk was a female. First of all, because I'm biased, because females are clearly superior, but also because I was like, well, I feel like there's like more glitz, glamour, and like we're more likely to have sparkles on us. But like I do think in nature, males typically are a little bit more colorful and showy, like specifically with birds. So
Is that the
I'll
story with
allow
like?
it.
Is that the story with like peacocks? Like,
Yeah, the peacock. Actually, the male peacocks are the more beautiful, glamorous ones.
are male peacocks the ones that we think of when we think of peacocks?
Yes, they are.
Because I didn't know if just like all peacocks looked like that or not. I haven't really
I
thought about
think
it.
the female's not far off, but I feel like there's more brown. I've looked this up before. Let me look it up now.
Interesting. Yeah,
Did
I
you
know
guys
very
model a flamingo hydra?
flamingo hydra.
Yeah, like a three-headed. Yeah, so female peacocks are brown and don't have the showy tail. They look more like a vulture or like an ostrich.
Whoa.
But
Female
not like
peacock. Female
not
peacocks
the,
being brown like really weirds me out actually.
I know, well it's the same with like robins and like canaries. It's just like every bird, it seems like the more flamboyant ones are the boys.
That's fascinating.
So if you really want to be a toxic masculine guy, like really get to your primal roots, you should really
Break out that
accept
glitter.
your yeah, you got to get that glitter on. You got to go all David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, just a glam rock all the way.
Peacocks are male. Peahens are a mixture of browns. They're literally called peahen. I've never heard the species are peafowl and the male is called a peacock. I genuinely thought peacock was just like the general term for the bird.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I've literally never, I, I've never even heard that there's such a thing as a peahen. Because we only talk
It
about
sounds like a setup for a joke.
right? That's wild. Learn something new every day. You know, I bet if we had Eli on, he would like be tearing into us right now.
I hope so. Miss that guy. I
Me
need to
too.
get some more lectures about nature.
I genuinely, when this is all over, I genuinely want him to like. Ostensibly, I want to like hang out with him, just say like, can you like teach me how to sculpt and like start with that because it would also be cool to like try out sculpting. But mostly, what I want is just like get on tangents in here and like just talk about a bunch of random stuff.
Oh my gosh, talk about blue-green algae with him and he'll get so mad.
What?
He hates talking about he's a very rational guy and he doesn't like arguing. So if you like bring up like a concept of an argument like we're all descendants of aliens and we're all aliens, he will become kind of flummoxed and like he'll defend his point and then he'll keep defending it and at a certain point he'll become like kind of upset because he doesn't understand why you don't hear his rational arguments. And that's not the case. The case is we're all just like having a laugh. But he very much likes science and fact.
Ow. Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I dropped one of the wheels, and so I had to go under the desk to get it. Then I hit my head on the desk coming up because I am a cartoon character. Anyone else see the massive Dwarven Forge restock drop today, day before payday, rip, and within hours, 99%? Yeah, yesterday it went up, and
Yeah.
I guess depending on where you are in the world, it could have been today. It was, well, I mean, most of the sets, there were
No, it
like
couldn't.
3 to 5 of them.
That was over 24 hours ago.
Look, man, I'm not. I haven't been able to keep track of time for like 7 months at this point.
Fair enough. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's March 170th. I get it.
Honest?
Anyway, what you were saying. Sorry I called you out on your numbers.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Ha ha! I know. Science will prevail. Anyway.
Okay, Mandar.
That's it.
Ah ha ha. Ah ha 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 ha.
That's it, yeah.
That's it. That's Mandar.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Sorry.
Hobby hanger down.
We lost her.
Chardonnay is very dry.
Yeah, that's just that's karma actually.
What did I do? Okay.
No, you did.
Jimmy Hayes likes your Mandark.
I don't know why I think about Mandark as much as I do, but
Yeah, it's a minor character in a show that's long been off air, so.
I mean, he's one of the closest things to like a villain that Dexter has, you know?
It's like the Sheldon of Dexter.
Yeah, except, you know, in Big Bang Theory, they try to act like Sheldon is like an empathetic, like, well, not empathetic, but like somebody you can care about. I picked up the standard paint crystal caverns that I've wanted for so long. Excellent. I don't know what, and I guess that was with KS6, so it's really hard to tell. I don't know what crystal caverns we're gonna see.
I'm gonna mute for a second.
You don't know what?
Yeah, something's really going wrong over there. Are you okay?
Wrong tube.
Is that what happened? Did she try
I
to
think
drink
so.
something?
It really is just very, very dry wine. And it's been a long time since I've had wine, so yeah, 4 days is enough to make it hard on me.
I get that.
Ooh, F's in the chat, please. Oh.
Wait,
Sorry.
do you know what? Do you know what I had
Sorry.
recently? I had a similar thing. Kate got this bottle of extra bold ginger ale. It's like extra ginger. So if you inhale when you sip it, I just start coughing. It's like inhaling straight up ginger.
What makes it?
That sounds toxic.
So is it just called
Like, I
bold
love
because
ginger.
there's more ginger in it?
Yeah,
That's the.
it's literally just like ginger ale, but not as mild. It's like super souped up ginger ale.
Ginger actually like has a like particular spiciness. Like I don't know how to describe it other than spicy. Like it
It is spicy, yeah.
it
You
like
you
clears
you
your gut
you
out or
feel it,
whatever.
yeah. Yeah, you really feel
But like,
ginger.
yeah, it's like how garlic isn't spicy, but it has like a like raw garlic, not like cooked garlic, but like if you eat garlic raw, there's a certain like a like a zang to it. It's not spiciness, but it's something. It's got a kick. That's it, Jimmy.
I think all of these are assembled now.
Anyway, I'm dying over here.
Oh
No.
It's fine. It's just wine. Live and let imbibe. Thank you, hamster.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I
$5.
think they're all assembled. Oh, I need to get her. I need to give her her staff, and then we're all good.
McGray got no clue what my scheme will be yet. Yeah, I'm honestly, I have a color wheel on this monitor. I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm even going to do with this guy.
I'm drawing a skeleton because that seems to be the easiest thing for me to draw.
Nice.
It's Halloween.
And it's Halloween. Ooh, I know Chris isn't doing costume for Halloween. Are you, hamster?
Yes, I'm going to dress up as a Dwarven Forge miniature painter.
Aha! Classic joke.
Good one.
Thanks. My favorite costume is still when I went as a Pac-Man dot.
Were you a big like circle?
I
or-
just cut out a circle and taped it to my t-shirt and went. I was like, oh god, I'm leaving in 20 minutes.
Wow. Iconic. You queen.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I'm like, because that sounds too spicy for me. Oh, ginger? Or
Yeah.
just the idea of like drinking ginger ale and being like, oh, that's spicy.
Man, I'm to a point where I just like typed in skeleton because I wanted to see the skeleton of something.
What's the skeleton of a skeleton?
Can anybody help me look up the anatomy
Yeah, I
of a
want to see
skeleton?
the skeleton, please. I can buy a real human skeleton for $1,200.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's actually a pretty good deal.
I'll sell you mine for less than that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was gonna say I can make one for pretty cheap, but
You just gotta put the time in.
it's time and it's like baking where it's a labor of, well, not love.
And
It's a labor.
we've got a pre-made skeleton here for you. So there's a dwarf
Oh.
barbarian. All assembled.
Yeah, there's actually a skeleton sculpted inside of the model. Finley says a white dot on your shirt has to be the best costume, period. See, it's multifunctional. It can also go as punctuation.
There's the rogue. There's so many little details on this. I think that's what I love about it is like they really took the chance to like every facet of it. They're like, what can we do in the wheelchair's design to like exemplify these classes? It's so cool, like the stuff they did on the wheels and the way they would attach weapons and stuff to the back. I guess I gotta get all these primed. Well, I gotta finish her, actually. She's not done yet. I keep not giving her body enough time to, like, get fastened here, apparently.
McGregor says, I went as an emo singer 1 year back in college, dyed my hair black, and wrapped myself in a microphone cord. Turns out a mic is a good prop for drunk people because they love to grab it and sing. That's kind of wonderful. That sounds like something I would do as the drunk person. And then Rishbo Baggins, descendant of Bilbo, I hope, and also Frodo. I just finished 2 Asimar's minis yesterday with a silver, gold, and baby blue color scheme, and did a golden/white layout for the wings. It came out amazing, and I can't wait to drop them on my players as messengers of Paler in my homebrew. They're gonna drop in when the party confronts a Balor I painted. Warlock's upset, patron LOL. That sounds cool. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're in the Discord either, Rishbo, but we're always like happy to see the paint jobs people do. Especially like it's fun to hear about people painting while we do this stream. So
Definitely.
I guess I should
if you
start
want to
actually.
hop in that Discord.
Should start actually priming all these now.
Do
Oh, I
it.
should have washed these.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So now I looked up the hand skeleton, and there's a store in the American Science and Surplus called Extremities Are Us. And it
You know
has
what?
a skeleton hand and a skeleton foot for sale. Each of them are only $42.50.
That's honestly cheaper than I expected.
I think they're just models.
Do I just value human life too much?
I feel like it depends on the human.
That's incredibly valid. So that, discard the paints. Let's base these in white, maybe?
If you want it to be colorful, yeah, definitely.
I think I want to be colorful with these minis. Right? Like, I don't feel like I want to go gritty with these. I feel like I want them to be, like, kind of fun.
Definitely white.
Okay. And then if I need to make something darker, I can always make it darker.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have their pledge manager done yet? I certainly don't.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I haven't even looked yet.
I feel like most of the people that Nate's like subtweeting when he calls everybody out, like a lot of the people in the office are some of those people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's 100% true. I literally, I just opened the pledge manager and I stared at it for a second and then closed it. Like, I looked at it and there was too much and I couldn't do it then.
Channel your inner Craft World studio. I am constantly inspired by those guys. They add so much. Every, like, if you imagine a surface, like a section as a certain color, within that color, they add like 14 colors. like a blue thing will have like red and green in it. It's crazy how they do that.
Druid's giving me a lot of trouble. I'm not done getting her together, I guess. But let's do it. Let's just start basing people, and then I'll get back to her in a second. These are very detailed mini. I'm actually a little nervous. Like, I feel like each of these is actually going to take a lot of time because there's so many like little touches. They're also like very realized minis too. Like, it feels like there's something from every angle.
A lot of bits and bobs.
Yeah, which I love them. I think they're going to be some of the coolest things I've ever done. Once I'm done with them, I just am nervous about, you know, pulling it off.
You'll do great, kid.
I guess the nice thing is I have the STLs now, so I can always like print another one if I'm just not happy with it. But let's see.
I drew a skeleton holding up a sword.
Huh.
Nice.
All right.
I keep forgetting I'm like supposed to be doing this for a camera half the time.
Yeah, that's hard.
What's the skeleton's name, Mace?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Uh. Doctor.
Oh wow. He's educated.
Yeah, he's real educated. He's Doctor Excavation.
Okay.
How familiar
Don't
with Roller
ask me
Coaster
these
Tycoon are you?
questions, huh?
Out of curiosity, how familiar with Roller Coaster Tycoon are you?
What is that?
Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon. I used to play it when I was a kid.
Did you ever see the memes of did you ever see the memes of Mr. Bones' Wild Ride?
No.
Somebody made a quote unquote roller coaster that went like the whole length of the park, and it was the longest thing they could possibly make, and it had no rises or falls. It was nothing exciting or fun in it at all. You just slowly went around and around and around the park, and it took something like it like literally took them over like one in-game year to actually get all the way around and finally like get to the end. Um,
All
and
the
so
way around?
yeah, for them to actually like get to the end of the ride, it took them like a year because it was just going at like a snail's pace the entire time. And so somebody like posted a bunch of screenshots of it, and they posted they posted some screenshots of looking at like the customer feedback, and all it was just a ton of messages from from the people on the ride, and it was just saying like over and over again, "I want to get off Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. I want to get off Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. I want to get off Mr. Bones' Wild Ride." And it's like all I
Yeah.
can think about in relation to skeletons half the time.
Well, this Mr. Bones would never take you on that wild ride. He's a doctor,
I like the
not a roller
idea.
coaster type.
I like the idea of like a real life skeleton having to like deal with the stigma that Mr. Bones' Wild Ride has like given to people. Just having to like fight against people's preconceived notions. And like it's a skeleton that also like wants to be a theme park designer as well. So it like really comes around to bite him all the time.
Like, I'm not that guy. You have it all wrong. That's my brother.
You think so? You don't think any skeletons can design good roller coasters? I'm gonna be the one, Ma. I'm gonna make the best roller coaster these guys have ever seen.
Hey, what's up, Rabbit?
Hi, Rabbit.
Hey, rabbit. Might end up doing these a couple weeks in a row, just with how much time it looks like they're gonna take.
Building spooky boys today. I finished my group of spooky boys, my Relic Blade spooky boys.
Yeah, in hindsight, maybe I should have done my wraiths and banshee or something, given it's Halloween week. But I just don't think about holidays, so I completely forgot until now.
I feel that.
But I do have some actual like Halloweeny minis that I could be doing.
I think of the holidays constantly because I'm a child of consumerism, but then also I'm a child of nostalgia. So I don't understand this thought process you have.
What thought process?
Just like I don't think of holidays thought process,
Oh.
but like the lack of thinking of holidays.
It's not even a like I don't care about holidays thing.
No, I know we've talked about this. I just don't get it still. Like I don't understand how you can be not obsessed with holidays at all times. So that's me.
It's fair. Chelsea's that way too, for the most part. But I don't know. I have no grasp of time or anything. So holidays just kind of tend to come and go without me realizing it.
Oh, Topolis says that you can strip them no problem if you're not happy with it.
Yeah, But then I would just end up painting the same things over and over again.
Have you gotten more acquainted with painting metal than before? I know that
This
the
is
first
my
time you tried, you
first
were having.
time- This is the second time I've ever painted anything metal. My first
Okay.
time was my elk.
Right.
And I remember how much of a pain that was. But they sent me metal minis. And that's what I'm gonna paint.
I finished my skeleton.
Yeah.
It's not very good, but it's a good doodle. Like, it's a doodle. I don't know. If I hold it up, does it even show up? Let me see. Let me look at the camera. Yeah, see, exactly. I could put it in the Discord, but I'm not that proud of it, so I don't really want to share it.
Just post it with no context in the Discord, like right now.
Nah,
Don't even say like what it is or what it's coming from.
just post it.
Yeah.
I can make a meme of it. That would make me a little bit prouder. I don't know what would Dr. Bones say? Like, you must complete my roller coaster.
Yeah. Just write, you must complete
Foolish
my roller coaster
mortal.
on that image and post it. Please.
Just write, you must complete my roller coaster?
Just write, you must complete my roller coaster on that image and post it in Discord.
Okay, you
I
got it.
just want to see. Man, it reminds
We
me.
should start a Discord that's inside jokes then, because I'll feel bad. Just posting it. Where do I post it to?
Just somewhere. General. I don't know. Like
No.
any chat, the more random it seems, the better, I think. Or just like authentically
Okay.
posted in Artist Alley. I just want to see if people even like respond or if they just kind of look at it and move on.
I feel like I don't know, it's not out of the character for me to be random.
Yeah, but you don't generally post like random stuff in the Discord.
That's true.
Let's see.
Alright, I'll put it in the Discord now and it'll go down after the stream's done. It's gonna be a little treat for the people that are awake and alive and not Mr. Bones and on a wild ride right now.
Were either of you watching E3 the year that Aisha Tyler was hosting, and they had this like really kind of awkward scripted moment where she went into the audience and talked to a cosplayer they had paid to be there,
Oh.
and they were like, let's make a meme, and she like slowly walked through the process of making like a Picard meme, and it was just like one of the most painfully awkward things I've ever seen.
Hoppy Hoppy Hippo says yup, so I mean I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't see that one.
I have to send this to you, Mace, because it's so uncomfortable.
Very cringe.
Yeah. This Drew is just not wanting to come together.
I feel like this wine's just one of those ones that had to sit out before I started drinking it, but I'm so impatient. AKA I'm not coughing anymore, AKA got a lot better.
That's good.
AKA Chardonnay. Oh, I have to log into Discord. Oh my gosh.
If you want to post in Discord, yes.
Yeah, but on my iPad, like, ugh.
What package is this? Man, my hands are getting real messed up. Oh, it's the asset drop box. Okay. Next one of those just got here.
Rabbit got a bunch of Night Haunt sprues. Dude, I have 2,000 points of Night Haunt fully assembled that I still need to paint.
So, explain the point thing.
It's basically just like the cost of units. Like you have a certain number of like models you can take, and stronger models cost more points. It's like a resource pool that you can like buy your army from, and so everyone's on an even playing field. So they balance the points. Theoretically, they balance the points. So when you agree on a points limit, that's you're gonna have a balanced power level.
Does it generally correspond to the size of the units?
Yeah. Like, well, so a lot of times, you can buy weaker models, like your troops might be weaker, but you'll have like 10 to 20 of them in a unit, whereas your elites, you might have like 3 to 5 like big beefy guys.
Okay.
Hamster, your Black Widow is distracting. I now want to sit by a lit fire.
What's that?
That's Akira Maximus.
Your Black Widow is distracting.
What is that?
You tell me. Your keyboard.
Oh, the keyboard? Oh, that's Chris. That's Chris.
Chris's.
Oh.
Your shiny
Yeah, no, that's
keyboard.
That's my keyboard. Yeah, I don't have face cam. I choose to show my DSLR instead of my Yeah, what you're looking at, Hamster's cam is the big one on the right side of the screen.
My keyboard lights up too, though.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't. Well, mine has 2 settings. It lights all the way up, or you can dim it down. It's a lovely Mac. It doesn't do anything else. It does heat up like crazy, actually. I should say that it does 3 things. It
overheats.
lightens the keyboard and you darken it, and it overheats.
It keeps you warm.
But does it make me want to sit by a fire with a fine scotch? No, it's blue.
I will say that, like, the heat of the keyboard makes it so you don't have to sit by a fire. You should
There you
always
go.
want to have a scotch. So
Macs are good at 2 things: costing more and doing less.
I was playing this Jackbox game the other day, and one of the answers was like, the new iPhone 42 has been revealed, and this is the biggest change in it. And one of the answers that was put was 5 buttons that intentionally break.
Yeah. Yeah. Forced obsolescence sucks, man. Like,
Yeah, it's horrible for the Earth. It's horrible for people. It's just, there was this one project a while ago, like maybe 10 years ago, where people were thinking about making modular phones where you can actually like switch out like what your phone has. Like if you want a bigger camera, you could buy it with a bigger camera, or if you want more storage, you could swap out the back panel for more storage. And like it looked amazing, but it never got funded, or like maybe it got funded but it never completed. But
shame.
bummer, because I really wanted it.
That would really revolutionize things, honestly.
Yeah, it would, because it's like, I mean, it's still like trash, garbage, whatever, but I'm sure you could also recycle it or get it fixed. Like the whole point of it is to upgrade your phone or to make it so it doesn't go obsolete.
Let's see. I think I've got this guy primed.
Oh, Project Ara, Jimmy Hayes says.
Project Ara was the.
Are you guys going to be going to do a painting video for cities? I got a whole village I need to paint.
It's one of those cool in theory, terrible in practice things. It does seem like it'd be really complicated. But
I don't know if we'll be doing a cities video. I guess one doesn't exist, huh? They'll start it in like Caverns Deep.
I think there's only PDF guides. Is there even PDF guides for it?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at those in a while.
Because I know Aaron did a painting stream going over Stone and Tudor a couple months back, but yeah, I don't think there's any. I think she did that because there is no video on it.
Yes.
You really
also,
should, especially for
that was at
non-recent
the beginning
videos.
of quarantine. I could probably find it, but he also Akira. They said just a PDF. Masticon instead of just
Yeah.
PDF.
We really should, especially if we go back to cities. Like, we really ought to have like an actual. We ought to have a Joy of Dwarven painting for it.
Yeah, in theory, like eventually one for everything would exist, right?
It would be
Yeah, that'd be
ideal,
great.
right, to fully support all of our products. That would
Well,
be it'd be
even
nice.
just like I know the painters will sometimes be kind of like I don't remember exactly what mix it was. I wish I had written it down. Not to call you out, Hamster, but I know there's been a few times where you've said that.
Said
And
what?
it's just like I wish I had written down what I had done exactly
Oh
for like
yeah,
mixing paints and stuff.
100%.
Even then, we
So a
should
lot
always
of
do
people wish.
something. Yeah. I understand. I understand like the desire for that, and I think it's something we should do. It's just gonna come down to time. Is the main thing. Okay, let's Man, I thought I was gonna do the tiefling first. I think I will, actually. Yeah. Let's try hitting. Let's hit the wood first. What paints are being used for that mini? Hamster, what paints are you using?
Let's see. So my little dry brush base here. I used a lot of scale 75 paints for no particular reason other than I like the colors. Oh, sorry, my camera is reversed, so I won't make you try to read. This one is black leather, scale 75. I did a little bit of African shadow, but it's not quite light enough, so I went up to sandalwood and kind of did a mid-tone of a mix of those two, and then did straight sandalwood, and then mixed in model color ivory. I did end up liking the matte finish. The scale paints are really matte, and so especially because I want to go with this like dusty sort of like I want the colors to be pretty colorful, but I sort of want them to be sketchy and dirty, like sort of result. So I kind of like the matte finish. But yeah, so I'm trying to just do like a quick glaze over the sketch, and then what'll end up happening is I won't be happy with it, so I'll fiddle with it endlessly. But theoretically, the idea is you could work in one color to get the lights and the darks and everything, and then just basically coloring book it with glazes over the top, and with thin glazes so it'll show through somewhat. So scale 75, scale color, and Vallejo model color are the brands.
Nice. I really only know the Reaper, the Reaper paints. Just because that's the starter set that we have. And I've just been learning on those. I haven't really started branching out into other paints yet, just because I got these here.
Yeah, I'd say don't be like me and buy every paint just to buy it. Just get good at the ones you have.
Actually I'm pretty happy with this. I didn't want to use just like my standard brown for the wheels. I feel like for the wood, I was like, I want to do like a nice red wood, so I just mixed like a tiny drop of red in with like my kind of basic brown, and it's got like a nice sheen to it.
Speaking of Sheen, you guys know that Charlie Sheen's not Charlie Sheen's real name?
Man, I was really hoping you were gonna go to Jimmy Neutron.
No, that's a callback.
Yeah, that was
I don't have any
last
Jimmy
week.
Neutron.
The whole finding out that like he's actually like Hispanic was wild, because I would not have guessed that looking at him in the slightest.
Oh, you can't judge a book by its cover.
kind of feel like with Charlie Sheen, you kind of can. He's very blatant about the kind of guy he is.
Tiger blood. It eludes you.
Man, remember when that was like
Those are hard to
the
drink.
thing everybody was talking about? When that was like the craziest celebrity story at the time?
Yeah, because it was. And it still is. We still talk about it to this day.
I haven't thought about
My
Charlie Sheen
children
in so
will know
long.
the drama of Sheen.
Charlie Sheen? You've shown tiger blood in class 5 weeks in a row. I actually wonder if Jimmy Neutron holds up very well.
I don't
That is
know.
something I have not gone back to watch since I was a young boy. I remember liking it a lot as a kid.
I loved
But-
that show growing up.
It was designed for kids, so I don't know if I can trust my opinion.
I remember the movie being really good.
The crossover with Timmy Turner, or with Fairly Odd Parents, or
No, I actually didn't like Jimmy Power Hour. It was like the Jimmy Neutron movie where aliens come
The giant
to
chicken.
Earth and like something about what?
The giant chicken.
there's a giant chicken.
Where the parents don't
Yeah, they capture their parents,
do
but there's a
parent
giant
stuff. Okay.
mutant chicken.
Okay.
I don't think I saw this. If I did, it might be just.
I don't remember the chicken, but I do. Like, I don't remember a lot of things, so. It's called the giant chicken.
I don't remember. I don't know if it was called that, but I remember there was a giant mutant chicken. I swear, and I also remember I went to the Macaroni Grill afterward.
I think that's. I know that there was 2 Jimmy Neutron movies, and I think that's the second one.
No, the parents
Okay.
are all captured by the aliens, and they're controlling their minds.
Okay, yeah.
Wait,
okay,
I
no,
remember this now.
I don't remember the giant chicken, but I do. Okay.
I swear I drew it. Macaroni Grill had the white paper on the tablecloth that you could draw with crayons, and I drew the big
Why are you bringing up the
chicken
Macaroni Grill?
because I went there after I saw the Jimmy Neutron movie.
Oh, how do you remember that? Okay, that's.
I don't
that's
know
weird.
why I remember it so well.
That's
I hear
really
ya. No. That's childhood, baby. I remember exactly where I was, exactly what candy I was eating when I saw Spy Kids 3. So, I hear ya. It was a Nerds Rope in San Francisco.
I'm glad you
Nerds
proved
Rope.
it, because I was gonna call you on that.
Well, now you can't. What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory?
Yeah.
I remember very little from when I was a kid, but I remember when I was 3. I remember what my sister's first birthday cake looked like for some reason.
I remember what my 4th birthday cake looked like, and it was awesome. Had little animals all over it.
Oh, excellent.
My very first memory. I know it well.
What was it?
Me and my twin sister, it was bath time. And,
Keep forgetting you're a twin.
yeah. And so, you know, we're all like running around the house butt naked, ready for bath time. And we're laughing, we're goofing around. And my sister's all of a sudden like, you know, it'd be great if I just sat down on the bath mat and peed right on it. And so she does that, and so
Why
of
do
course,
kids-
I think that sounds like a great idea. So I sit down right next to her and I do the same goddamn thing. And let's just say we got in very big trouble, and I think that's why I remember it. I think it, like, you know, knocked me online. You know, I was like, uh-oh. Hey, Angelant. You sure you didn't order a giant chicken after the Jimmy Neutron movie? Maybe that's the chicken I'm remembering. A big green mutant chicken,
No, I
courtesy of the
think-
Macaroni Grill.
I
To be
know
fair, I
there is a
wouldn't touch
giant chicken in one of those movies, but I could swear that Jimmy Neutron movie had aliens.
It did.
probably
The
had-
aliens
Okay.
mutated the chicken.
That is a
Okay.
classic alien move.
Yeah,
Am I
it is.
crazy? I have to look this up.
No, you're probably right. I only saw it once, so it's probably my memory failing me. But like,
Yes,
in my heart of hearts, like I love chicken, so I
it's
feel like I would have remembered it. And that's
it's
not on you. I'm just mad at myself.
it's right here. The first result when I search Jimmy Neutron movie chicken is a clip that's called "That's a Big Chicken," and it's like a big lizard chicken mutant.
All right.
Yeah, to
Well,
be
good
fair,
to
it's
know.
like it's a combination of a lot of things. It's not just doesn't look like just a big chicken, but it's definitely a big chicken.
All right.
They showed
This,
in theaters?
yeah,
Huh.
movie night, Macaroni Grill. I am certain.
You really like this macaroni grill.
No, I don't. For some reason I've always associated it with the Jimmy Neutron movie, like just they're cemented together in my mind.
A few people would like to know the model you're painting, Hamster.
This
Oh yeah, we're doing a show.
is which one is he? I think he's the Lone Guard Ranger from Relic. Oh, right, my thing is reversed. Don't read; it will hurt your eyes. Relic Blade Lone Guard Ranger.
Do you guys remember the first movie or video game you were allowed to pick out at either like Blockbuster or like Family Video?
I remember the first game I like intentionally went and bought myself was Pokemon Red.
Oh, okay. My first video game that I bought for myself was Rub Rabbits, which was not a popular game, but it's just a very cheap game that had existed in store, and it was interesting. And they should probably have had an age marker on it.
Yeah, wasn't that
Yeah.
related to Field of Love?
Yes, it was. It's the same people.
I can't remember which one came first, but
I
yeah.
think Feel the Love did.
Yeah, that's like a semi-legendary series, honestly.
It's so good, and I feel like nobody talks about it.
We don't. It's one of those weird things that I think most people just haven't seen. Although it did
Oh,
get
Vertex Artists had the. Sorry.
an NES game called Trojan. Alright.
Oh yeah. And then Wolfenstein 3D and the sound parts is Rabbit Burner.
Oh man.
Wolfenstein.
The first game I ever played was DuckTales on a floppy disk.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wolfenstein 3D was that's like a hallmark of history, honestly.
Yeah. Wait, they actually remastered DuckTales like 2 or 3 years ago.
It was longer ago than that.
Was it?
It was a while ago.
It was within 5 years.
The DuckTales remaster came out on the Wii U.
It was definitely when I was in New York, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out on the Wii U, and then I remember it's a thing. I think it's not on the Steam store anymore.
Huh.
It was there for a while, but there was like some weird licensing thing. It was either that or it was Disney. It was like Castle of Illusion. Oregon Trail on the floppy.
I know, that's what I saw too. I died of dysentery each time because I, a young artist at 6 years old, was like, no, I will not bring a piano or an organ. One of them's coming with me. The piano is obviously the more
It's
like.
called the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Where were you?
Also playing
But,
Oregon Trail, but I mostly just use it as an excuse to do the hunting minigame.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part too.
Then we had somebody say NBA Jam.
Oh, NBA Jam
Is that like a Mama's Kitchen thing?
NBA Jam is actually really, really good as well. I put a lot of time into NBA Street and NFL Street.
NFL
Gregor
Blitz
says
2000
Galaxian.
was my first sports game.
Galaxian.
What was?
NFL Blitz 2000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, NFL Blitz was also
Mine
huge.
was Mine was WWE 2006.
That's a
If
real
that counts
random
as a
pull.
sports game, I don't know.
That's a really random pull.
Is it? I love wrestling. I feel like I've been very loud and proud about that.
Just the fact that you know it like down to the year and all that is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's my childhood, brah.
You think I just forget my childhood?
Yeah, you think I just throw that away? No, I was always the Undertaker. He was obviously number one. Balloon Fight for NES, which I think I've actually played that one too.
That one's a classic.
Apple TV game. I think some guys in my Commodore 64 group are attempting a narrative port of Oregon Trail, being in Oregon that this game is required playing in school. Vertex Artist says Munchers, which I've heard that name, but I have not played that. Oh, No Mercy says WWF WrestleMania 2000. Hell yeah.
There's a wrestling game for 64. I cannot tell you the exact name of it. I played a lot of it. It was one of the, I think it was a WWE game.
I love wrestling games.
I once excitedly ran up to my dad and told him that Mario Kart 64 was going to teach me how to drive a car.
That's very good.
Did it?
Oh yeah, I always steer toward turtle shells, or the cubes that give you turtle shells. I look out for them.
From them.
Oh, that's why I always
my God.
lost. That's why I always lost.
Yeah, you even failed that lesson.
It's like your dad didn't believe in you saying that, not because of the game, but because of you.
I always felt bad for the turtles. I wanted to. I drove towards them to try and pick them up and get them off the road because I didn't, you know, these kept getting thrown across a road with like so much traffic.
I was all banana over the left shoulder. Every single time.
Banana over the left shoulder specifically.
Yeah, it's like bad luck. I do right shoulder. I get rid of it with the left shoulder. Does anybody here play General Chaos from the Genesis? I do not.
I'm not familiar with it. I did play Genesis though, but I didn't know General Chaos.
What are California games? Two people have mentioned California games.
So California Games is a sports game collection. It's not very good, but it existed. Let's see.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Finley Shard says, that's great, Hamster. That was like us at school one time. On one of the, we are going to watch a film today, convincing the deputy teacher, who we all disliked, that Pet Cemetery was a
Oh
documentary.
my gosh.
Pet Cemetery is one of the worst scary movies I've ever seen. But that's a pretty bold move. Mad respect, Finley.
Didn't they remake
They
it?
did remake it like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about it recently.
Yeah, they did. I haven't seen the new one, and I'm sure it still doesn't hold up because the only thing worse than Stephen King movies is Stephen King remakes.
I didn't realize it was Stephen King.
Yeah, that's
pretty
his
funny.
book.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Classic hit for many. That's fair. Well, so California Games came out at the time when like the idea of those sports was like all that a kid needed, really. So we got so many movies like Surf Ninjas. Like one of the most quintessentially '90s things was like how many different boards can we ride on? Riding boards in weird places was like an obsession in the '90s. On the ocean, on the sidewalk, which I guess isn't that weird. Going off of ramps. I miss the Tony Hawk games mostly. I guess is what I'm trying to think.
Oh,
That
hell yeah.
remaster's awesome.
I haven't played it yet.
You guys know the game Dragon 32?
No?
No.
Alright, Rabbit and Finley are both talking about it, but I haven't heard of it either. They also say that it's showing their age, so I thought I would ask because Chris normally knows a lot of things that are.
Is it one of those? Is it a text game like Zork or something? Or
I don't know. You know, I'll look it up.
So there's a lot of those that are just kind of like lost to time now.
Oh, it's a computer.
Oh, okay. So it's like a Commodore. It's like a Commodore 64.
It's a Dragon 32 or a Dragon 64. Yes, it's like that, but a Dragon.
Okay.
It's a microcomputer. No Mercy says Chris is your resident old person, which is not true. We have 8 other resident old people. Chris is just the one here now.
I like that you still include me among the resident old people. It's not that I'm
Yeah,
not an old
because you
person,
know
it's that I'm
memes
not the
are
only
like-
one we have.
You know, ye old meme. You know, like prehistoric memes, like memes from the
Prehistoric
80s and
memes?
70s. Yeah,
That
like feeling when pre-internet fire
don't start.
like okay, so like Max Headroom, that's a prehistoric meme. That's a ye old
That was
one.
the 80s.
You know? Yeah, but it's before like the internet popped off. So I'm saying that's prehistoric. There's a different no, there's a different so over the internet things age so quickly. I'm saying that that is prehistoric, like before internet meme.
If Andy Kaufman knew about it, it's not prehistoric.
If Andy Kaufman knew about it, it is prehistoric because Andy Kaufman is also prehistoric according to the internet.
Take that back. You can't say that you're a wrestling fan and also that Andy Kaufman is prehistoric.
I'm not saying I don't like Andy Kaufman. I'm just saying he is no longer relevant or current, young man.
That's no way to speak of the dead or waiting to reveal that they're not dead.
First of all, he is definitely dead. Second of all, he'll be fine. He spoke poorly of people while they were alive. It's not going to hurt him to hear a few bad things.
It was all a
Also,
bit. It was all part of the bit.
Oh my gosh. No.
No.
You're in denial.
I'm not in denial.
You are in denial if you think Andy Kaufman's waiting to resurrect himself to be part of the bit.
He's not waiting to resurrect himself. He's enjoying.
Okay, so you think he's faking cancer his whole life. Like, okay, I understand only being able to tell jokes all the time because I'm one of those people. But, like, I also understand people not believing you when there's serious things and you having to explain multiple times that it is real. I think he probably was just having a hard time being very sincere with his family and also going through a horrible, horrible illness. Also, in the basement of the White House, turns out. Mac at my school had a 1 megabyte, or maybe it was a 100 megabyte hard drive, and we played SimCity on it.
Can you believe they
Round
put
of
a man on
applause.
the moon?
Huh?
Can you believe they put a man on the moon? Do you believe they put a man on the moon? I suppose is the correct lyric.
Quoting a song?
Yes. The song about Andy Kaufman. Never mind.
There's a song about him?
A man on the moon? A man on the moon?
Yeah, it's literally called. Yeah.
I'm saying the lyrics back to you, bro.
Up there was something to see. Or up there was nothing to see. Yeah.
If you believe they
And
put
you
a man on the
believe.
moon. Yeah.
Andy, did you hear
Yep.
about this one? Unbelievable.
Did you see the Jim Carrey movie?
Yes.
Oh, the doc?
Also
Horrible.
called Man on the Moon. I
Yes,
also
it
saw
made
Jim-
me hate him.
Yes.
I also saw
Yes,
Jim
me too.
Have you seen Jim and Andy?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
It's very good. It's very
Also
good.
made me hate him.
Hate who? Jim Carrey?
Yeah, it's sad because I used to love Jim Carrey, and then I figured out, like, as a kid I loved him, because obviously he's big and, like, he's, like, all goofy, whatever. But then the more you know about him, the more you're like, oh, he's one of those guys. That just is like, I'm famous, I can do what I want, and then he begs for forgiveness without actually asking for forgiveness or showing that he's actually sorry. He just wants everybody to love him.
Well, alrighty then.
No Mercy wants to know what the best Jim Carrey movie is. And Topolis already says Truman Show.
Truman Show's pretty good. I really like the
It is.
Majestic. I'm a really
The
big
what?
fan of Majestic. Uh,
Hmm.
but I understand why a lot of people wouldn't like the Majestic. The Mask is a classic as well. He does
I
a really
love The
good job.
Mask.
Oh yeah, I love the mask.
Eternal Sunshine is also a very difficult movie to argue against.
I love that movie too. It's really overrated, but I think that now that I'm not seeing it as much online, I can appreciate it for itself and not for
It's the thing where,
that for
um, it's the thing where it's not the movie's fault. Just some real annoying
no, not at all.
people are real annoying about it.
Yes, that's what it is.
It's like with the Talking
It's
Heads.
hard to
I
separate
adore the
them.
Talking Heads, but every time I meet somebody else who likes the Talking Heads, they're a sociopath.
Oof.
Yeah, which is not the Talking Heads' fault, but man, it sure does color my perception of the Talking Heads a little bit, and make me worried that I'm also a sociopath.
Are you sure they're a sociopath or are they like a psycho villain?
They're at least a sociopath. But yeah.
I think my favorite Jim Carrey movie. I really liked Bruce Almighty when it came out, but now I'm an adult, so I don't know if I still
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the what am I saying? Um, a lot of his more comedic movies haven't aged all that well for me. I think The Mask is one of the only ones that I still think is as funny as
Oh, I love
as back
that.
then.
Once Bitten, I actually did see that one. I don't remember it very well, but it's been a long time. But I got that one. It came in a 2-pack of movies where I was trying to buy one movie and it came along with it. I was trying to get Vampire's Kiss. Once Bitten came with it, and it was actually pretty good.
I'm not familiar with Once Bitten.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not more popular. I didn't know it existed until it was packed into another DVD case, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
Now he's doing SNL too, which is interesting because Jim Carrey kept auditioning for SNL and was never accepted, so he moved on to a different comedy
He did it in
TV
Living
show
Color.
and fired.
Yeah, In Living Color was. He's one of the best parts of In Living Color, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good classic. There's a lot of classics from there. Man, I sure am bad at.
Oh my gosh. Rich Bo Baggins says for a while, every time I parked my Jeep, I yelled, like a glove, and my wife shakes her head in sadness.
In
I
sadness.
still quote that all the time.
It's really unfortunate, by the way.
Love that.
For better or worse, as a kid, I would always think of, hold on to your lug nuts, it's time for an overhaul.
Yeah, that's a classic line.
I don't even know that line.
That's
Oh,
when he
that's
goes
The
back to
Mask,
get,
right?
he gets his revenge on the car guys that, like, scammed him.
Yeah. I remember now.
I think the reason I feel like The Mask aged better for me than a lot of his other comedies is a lot of his other comedies, it's like, this is in the real world. But Jim Carrey's being really weird. But with The Mask, like, there's actually, like, it makes sense that he's acting that way. I guess. It feels like less of a gimmick of this guy being really weird, and it's like it's literally him, like he's acting like a comic book character because he's like literally a comic book character. I don't know. I feel like that makes it kind of work better for me. Because I like to get pretentious about everything.
Do you like the Tick?
The Tick is really funny. Yeah.
I never
Okay,
saw
cool.
that.
I don't know that I can get like super invested in it, but like man, it's a consistently it's a funny premise, and it's never like a bad time watching The Tick.
Right. What did you say, Hamster?
I've never seen The Tick.
Oh,
Oh,
you would
I
love
really
it.
like. I don't like the live action stuff, but I love the cartoon. It's very funny. It's like it's a satire of superheroes in general. So it like doesn't take itself seriously, and it's like about a super strong kind of dumb man that doesn't understand that he is
I'm into
actually
that.
invincible, but he has a sidekick who is a middle-aged man who's kind of going through a midlife crisis and is not invincible and just decides one day that he wants to be a moth, and he becomes the Tick's sidekick, and it's really funny and really good, and
I'm into that.
I just highly recommend. I love it so much. It's I think it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's very easy to find clips of it. It's a very very good show.
Yeah.
I like every incarnation of it, honestly. Like, there's just something about the setup of it that I like a lot. It's a fun it's a fun premise.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with how the wheels are coming out, actually. Doing like a little sun. Turns out if I should make the center also wood. Maybe I should. You're into The Boys right now as a superhero party. I've been hearing everybody talk about I've been hearing everybody talk about The Boys lately.
Yeah, me
So I've
too.
been
The
watching it a lot.
boys.
Let's hear it for The Boys.
Let's give the boys a hand.
Netflix had the show called The Cape for a while. I think it only had 1 or 2 seasons before it was canceled, but I loved it. I have never seen it, but I'm familiar with it because of Community. Because they have Abed. Abed gets obsessed with the Cape, and yeah, Abed's like obsessed with the Cape, and Jeff is there's like a whole thing where Jeff is saying like that he basically says like the show's gonna get canceled in like a week, and it did not last very long. But that's where the whole 6 seasons in a movie thing comes from. Is from Abed talking about the Cape, and then it got adopted as a thing for Community itself. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Excellent. Joy and Abed in the morning. Community is one of my favorite shows of all time, for sure. It's like
Yeah, that's a good one.
it's like fundamental to my sense of humor and like the kind of stuff that I want to write and all that. Like it's responsible for a lot of my development in that respect.
I just really like Dan Harmon in general.
Yeah, it's hard to think of a show of his that I don't enjoy in some capacity. I haven't been as into Rick and Morty the last couple seasons, but I haven't seen
I
the last
haven't
season at
watched
all.
it.
So. I think the first 2 seasons are pretty solid.
Agreed. That was what got me into Dan Harmon in general. Well, I guess Harmontown did, but like I didn't know Rick and Morty was his until after I watched Rick and Morty and liked it.
Harmon Quest is pretty good too,
Yeah, I love Harmon Quest.
but
I just really, I think he's very good at improv, and he's very good at natural, real, like, makes, he has good
there's something
segues.
very
I don't know, he's great at improv.
yeah, something very unique to Community though. that I still feel like I get something different from Community than I get from any of the other stuff he's done. I don't know. It might just be nostalgia. It might just be that it hits very specific notes in relation to myself and my own baggage or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Community is like a special thing to me.
Mm.
Compared to, and I don't get the same thing from the rest of his work. But like, I'd take BoJack Horseman over Rick and Morty any day, for example. I just adore BoJack Horseman, though. Oh, well, there goes her body. Someday I'll get her to stick.
Bye, Akira.
Bye, Akira. Thanks for
Bye.
coming. Still need to get more docs. Yeah, we've been hearing a lot of requests for docs. I think mostly because of that compatibility build. It'd be nice to get it'd be nice to get that restocked. There's a lot of things that'd be nice to restock. What music have you guys been listening to lately?
I've been listening. I have this playlist I've been working on for a few years for Halloween, so I've been listening to that a lot. But also, just in general, this band called Franco Bolo, which is a
I think I've
forever
heard that.
classic for me. I talk about them a lot, and I wear their clothing and merch a lot, so it might be that. But
That's
also,
probably it.
they're fantastic, so highly recommend them a lot. What about you?
Uh-oh. Oh no. Similarly, there's a playlist I've been working on for a long time. It's just kind of my writing playlist. It's basically songs that I feel have the vibe of the thing I'm working on. Listening to a lot of that. I'm getting into a lot of a lot of like female-led indie projects recently. So I got very into like the Beths, Hop Along.
I love Hop Along.
Soccer Mommy.
Soccer Mommy's great.
Lady Lamb, stuff like that. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess I do know. I gave answers, but...
What are you, Hammy?
Churches? I've listened to some churches, but not that much recently.
White Noise. Try to get me to focus.
Hear that?
I haven't been listening to a lot of music lately.
Do you have a hard time focusing with music?
Yeah, like stuff with words. I'll end up getting distracted.
I actually,
Mountain goats, yes. I do like them.
stuff with words,
I
actually.
actually hate the Mountain Goats.
You do?
Yeah, they're too. It's the voice. It's the same kind of voice that Blink 182 has, where it's just kind of too whiny for me.
It's
I like the there's a few Mountain Goat songs where I like actually can like sit through and like this can be enjoyable, but for a majority it's just kind of I hear them and I click next. But I'm also a despicable human that doesn't have a heart, so like
It's a
Just
sad
fact.
song, but I like No Children. The song No Children.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about what that song's about.
ooh, I love Future
It's
Island.
basically like this. It's just like a breakup song where, like, it literally says "I hope you die," but they're just like jamming on the
Oh.
banjo, and yeah, the ultimate divorce ballad. That's a great way to put it.
Damn.
Interesting. Let's see.
I really wanted to like the Mountain Goats too because that seemed like the cool like Oh, you like Death Cab for Cutie, you're gonna love the Mountain Goats, and then it just wasn't the case.
There's a song by Death Cab for Cutie I've been listening to a lot. Uh,
What is it?
Charming Young Man, I think.
Oh, a cover? Is it the cover of the Smiths song?
Yes, yeah, that's what it is. As I was like trying to place it, it's like, yeah, yeah, it's absolutely a Smiths song, but done by somebody who was in the Smiths.
And Gibbard.
Like you 100% get those vibes from it. I don't think they're really trying to hide it either.
No, I mean they do a ton of covers, and they always do like very good covers too.
I know very little
Definitely
Death
not
Cab for
sure.
Cutie, honestly.
Oh, I love Death Cab.
I know where Soul Meets Body because we used it uh, as a playlist for on the playlist for a Shakespeare play we were doing.
Mm.
So, yeah, where Soul Meets Body was on the playlist for when we did Midsummer Night's Dream.
It's a very that's a good one. It's one of his more popular ones too. I really like this song. I can't find it on any albums ever, but it's called Underwater, and it's so beautiful. Like I love Underwater by Death Cab for Cutie, and I think you should look it up. I can only find it on YouTube, and it's like a live version, but it's phenomenal.
There's a Bon Iver song. It's like the same thing. Like I can't figure out where. I guess it's just Justin Vernon at that point. He's not doing it as Bon Iver. But there's this a cappella version of him doing a song called Heavenly Father.
Mm.
And I've tried to find like an album version of it or something, and I haven't been able to yet. Granted, I haven't looked like that hard, but I'm very curious to hear like what an album version of that sounds like. Um, but like uh, the acapella version of it was phenomenal. Um, and there's this concert they did uh, years ago. I think it was at Ironworks or something like that, or Pioneer Works. It was like the name of the venue. It's like this hour-long like live set they did, and that was phenomenal. I don't know. I really like 22 a Million. Like that album is extremely good.
Do you
I
like
mean, I like all that stuff, but
do you like the Fleet Foxes?
I've heard some of it. It's been a long time since I've heard from them, and I wasn't a huge fan back then, but I also have very different tastes now than I did back then, so.
Oh, what about Radical Face?
Don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna table this, but there's a lot of stuff you don't know about Napoleon.
Okay.
It's a Napoleon Dynamite quote.
What's Napoleon Dynamite?
It's an indie band that you'd really like.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, you will.
Radical Face sounds made up? Yeah, I agree. You saw Bon Iver in a small venue at your college in 2008? That's wild.
Oh, I love Mitski. Oh my
Yeah,
god. I
Mitski's
saw
pretty good.
Mitski live. I saw Mitski live as her last live show maybe ever.
Have you seen...
So good.
Have you seen Mitski's Tiny Desk concert?
Yes.
It's so good.
So good. I adore her. I for a long time didn't like the new album and was kind of like, you changed your voice, but then eventually I stopped being a curmudgeon and I came around and I was like, oh shit, this bops, and yeah, now I'm just waiting for the next one.
What was it genuinely a thing where you're just like, this isn't what I like want you to sound like?
It was me being attached to her in a certain way. And then me hearing the new song, and I was like, oh, it sounds like you kind of sold out. Like, you're becoming overproduced, all this stuff. Then I heard the song several times, and I was able to appreciate it in a different quality. Like, it's just, like, from a different Like it's not the Mitski I knew, but it's a good Mitski still. And like the depth's still there. It's just now she has the production, the equipment, and everything that she's always needed, wanted, and deserved. So like I was being horrible, and I was like, "How dare you develop your
Was it a thing
tastes
where
and
you put too
choices?"
much of yourself in her?
Yeah, I was very nostalgic for old Mitski, but I've come around, and I've liked her a lot for, like, it took me maybe a month to like her new album.
It's fair. I mean, at least
Yeah,
you kept going back and trying it.
yeah, I would never give up on her. I wouldn't. She's
I
a
get
saint.
that though. Sometimes, we put a lot of our identity into the stuff that we enjoy. And it's
Yeah,
not healthy, and I don't think it's something we should do, but it's also kind of human.
this happens.
And it happens. It's something you see happen with media a lot, and some really awful things can happen as a result. It's unfortunate.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, Moon Hooch. We're talking about Moon Hooch. Man, are people who like Dwarven Forge stuff have the best taste in music? They go from heavy metal to like actual like delicious off the radio stuff.
I feel like most of the doofers that I knew and like saw on the forums and everything, and that I was used to, were pretty much exclusively like metal. Uh, but we kind of got like a newer wave of people involved when we opened the Discord and stuff, and there's been a lot more variety in the musical taste since then, I think. But like if you go back to if you like look on the forums and stuff, it's mostly all metal. Which I mean is also like most of the people who work at Dwarven Forge, like Nate and Stefan, are all metal. I actually don't know what Eli listens to. I feel like Eli would like listen to the sounds of nature.
Yeah, he listens to like
Probably.
Celtic
Oh, he
stuff and everything.
actually, yeah, he listens to old Celtic music.
I'm genuinely not
He's
surprised.
an elf. Yeah.
Genuinely not surprised that it sounds like Eli.
All right, I have to mute a tab real quick because somebody just sent me a music recommendation, and I'm not one to turn music away.
I do not blame you. Gonna go out tonight. I have been listening to a lot of David Byrne solo stuff too. American Utopia is a really solid album, man.
I still need to re-listen to it. I think I did actually listen to it when it came out. I know we talked about this yesterday. Or not yesterday. Whenever last I saw you.
Uh, you last saw me Monday when I woke up at the office.
Yep.
Uh, I feel like I was playing songs from American Utopia on Saturday though when we were painting.
I don't remember a lot of Saturday,
I know.
which is my own fault. I pre-gamed before I got there because I was like, "Oh, we're not painting," and then I got there and I was like, "Yes, Guinness, please."
Hamster enabled you.
No, it's not Hamster's fault. It's my fault for not knowing when to say, "Oh, I don't need that right
Yeah.
now."
Play that stuff when players go into taverns and stuff. Eventually they'll realize that songs
Oh, good
are
night, Rabbit.
basically modern songs. What?
Rabbit's going to bed.
Oh, Night Rabbit. I'm sorry I offended you.
Also, Hamster's been quiet for a long amount of time. What's
Sorry,
going
I
on with your
muted
mini
to
boy? What's going on with your
I muted to a hair dry wash.
Ah? How's the mini going?
I
How's sepia?
I accomplished my original goal of making sure I don't go too dark, and now it's very bright, which I still like because I think the sculpts are kind of like almost a cartoon fantasy, like illustrated fantasy sort of. So I want them to be colorful. I don't want them to be super grungy, but I'm trying to basically like dull it down and hit that fine line of like this looks like a gritty character in a Technicolor sort of fantasy world.
I see.
So just hitting Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is one of my favorite like ways to wash things because it is very dark where it's almost black, but it's slightly blue, like slightly blue-gray. So it just ends up a little more interesting than just a straight black wash.
It's Payne's Gray.
Payne's gray, yeah.
Pain.
Paynes.
Oh, that's a wild spelling. Okay. Here we go. There's a mace head. My cat is upside down. With one arm under the couch and the other wrapping up top of the couch, pulling herself along the floor on her back, using the couch, and she's staring at me the entire time. She's freaking out right now.
Cool. She on catnip?
No, I didn't nip her. It's possible Tyler did when he got home, but he usually doesn't. Man, I have music stuck in my head. Let's see. And also the part where I'm getting really tense because I have to like be somewhat precise.
Final Fantasy Fantasy Flight Games has paint kits for Legion. That's interesting. I wonder if they're like.
News that dropped today, and I was like, I didn't know you were into that. But all right, let's go.
I wonder if they're like rebranded paints, because I know like Dungeons and Dragons released a paint set, but it's like rebranded Army Painter or something. Legion paint sets.
Well,
look at this.
I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the Final Fantasy 16 news.
Oh.
They revealed that the main character's name of this Final Fantasy game is going to be Clive.
Oh, nice.
Wild. Yeah, like it's just such a non-video gamey sounding name. Not Clyde, Clive.
Oh.
You not into that?
Like my accountant.
Do you have an accountant?
I do. What?
I don't know. I didn't know I knew anybody who had an accountant.
I adult differently than you.
It's not judgment. I'm just like surprised. I don't even know how you go about getting an accountant.
You look up accountant services on Google. Or somebody refers you and you get $50 on your first accounting.
Man, maybe at some point I should start thinking about my future.
Might help. Might not.
That's fair. I think part of me is
I still
afraid
have
of
no
maybe
idea what
talking-
I'm doing. I just have somebody doing the money part.
I think part of me is worried that if I do talk to somebody serious, they're just gonna tell me that like there's nothing they can do. I'm a lost cause, you know.
I don't think that's so. I think they'll tell you that you're a failure, actually.
They won't say you're a lost cause. They'll say they'll say it's already.
They're
over.
just gonna tell you that you're a failure. And you're not, Chris. You gotta tell them that you're not. There we go. I saved it.
Yeah, before
They
you
just-
leave,
they
you have to
just-
say,
just
"You'll
say,
see.
like-
You'll all see."
You just get in there and they just say some real awful stuff about your finances, and there's like, I'm waiting for you to like fight back. Like you got to let me know that you want it. I'll only be your accountant if you prove that you deserve me as your accountant.
Yeah.
I can't account for somebody who can't account for themselves.
Drag him. I'm almost done with my second drawing.
I was almost clean on this.
I drew what we were talking about at the time. It's the mask. I doubt you can see it because it's very fluorescent.
I love the mask.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
Yeah, you can't see it at all.
gathered that from the conversation today, but...
Oh. You think the mask is compliant to COVID regulations?
It does have a mouth hole, so it's kind of a problem.
And nose holes.
Okay, could be worse. I'm taking so much time on like every step on this one.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty deep in the tank on this one because I'm not entirely happy with it, but maybe for another day.
I'm
It's
wondering if
getting
I
there.
should finish this up on my own time and then start another one next time, or just save this to finish it next week. Okay, let's. Now I've got the silver out. Let's hit his chain, man.
Well, do you guys have plans for Halloween, even if you're not dressing up? Like, do you have a game you're gonna play, a special scary movie maybe, or just binge a ton of candy?
Genuinely, no plans.
Yeah, I don't have any plans. I kind of do want to play a scary game or something. I bought the new Amnesia game.
Ooh, wait, what new Amnesia game?
Amnesia Rebirth.
When you say new, isn't that one?
No, it literally came out like a week ago.
Oh, what's the other Amnesia game that came out? Like,
Like Dark Descent or something.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
Dark
you're
Descent
right.
was the first one, and then it was something about pigs.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
that's what I was
something
thinking
with
of.
pigs.
How was Rebirth?
I haven't played it yet. I want to see if I can. I want to save it for Halloween, maybe.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
You should.
if you like scary games, you got to try Outlast.
What's that?
You're basically going into like this asylum as a reporter. All you have is a camera, and so you basically like the only way you can see in the dark is the night vision of the camera,
Ooh.
and you have literally no way to do any combat or anything. So you're just like hiding from these things chasing you.
I love scary games. There's this one, I can't remember the name of it now, but you're like, I never played it, I just watched Let's Plays of it, but you're walking through a house, like a hallway in a house, over and over and over again, and the time changes, and it goes,
PT.
like, it becomes more and more morbid.
It's PT.
Yeah, it's PT.
It's not available anymore.
Why not?
So PT was a teaser for when you got to the end of it. So it randomly dropped on the PlayStation Store, and if you managed to get through it, you basically would see a little trailer that would announce Silent Hills, basically a new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills that's being worked on by Hideo Kojima, the guy that did Metal Gear Solid, and Guillermo del Toro.
Gilbert, yeah.
And it had like Norman Reedus in it and stuff like that. So that's what it was. It was like this trailer, and it was a demo, and it blew up. It's absolutely massive, and things went really south. And it came out that Konami, the company this was done for, and who Kojima had been working for basically his whole career, had been treating him horribly, and he ended up leaving the company and the game got canceled when he left. And then they
Well,
pulled
good for him.
PT.
But that stinks.
Was that?
Good for him, but that stinks. Sucks
Yeah.
for the game. Good for him.
Yeah. So yeah, the game got canned, and then they ended up taking PT off of the store, and so people have been working on like recreating it independently, and basically trying to preserve a way for people to be able to get it and play it. Which I think they've finished doing that. I'm pretty sure it's available.
Hamster, walk me through this step. Like, whenever you do it, you make it look so easy, and I've tried to do it, and it has not turned out the same.
I mean, it's just layering. You know, you just gotta.
Yeah, it's not a dry brush, though. It's like, what
Oh,
level of paint do you have?
well, you need it pretty thin. Like thin enough where it's gonna be somewhat opaque, but you want it thin enough where it's coming off of the brush pretty easily. And you need it just on the tip. It works best with a really pointy brush. Uh, and you're basically, you know how like if you were to shade a pencil drawing with like the crosshatch, it's just doing that.
Yeah.
It's basically just doing that.
Okay.
So you just have to have a really light, gentle brush pressure because when you press down on the tip, it will widen the line, right? So you want really thin lines and just crosshatch it.
That helps a lot. I know crosshatch because it's 2D.
I
Have
like
to try
I like doing it on
that.
cloaks and stuff because it kind of gives it some texture, like worn, woven, sort of threaded
Yeah,
texture.
it definitely looks like cloth. Ungalant said that they would watch you play a horror game, Hamster.
Maybe I'll have to do it on stream. Actually, I was thinking of doing that.
You should.
I haven't streamed in a long time on my channel.
How are we supposed to sub if you don't stream, bro?
I've been streaming Death Stranding, but not very often. I don't know. I've been a lot busier than I thought I would be lately. So I've been kind of slacking on streaming as well.
Have either of you played the new? Not to change the subject, but there's this paranormal game. Maybe we talked about it last week.
Oh, like
Yeah,
the ghost hunting game?
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia, that one. I want to try that one really bad.
Yeah, that one looks fun.
Yeah.
I do have a VR headset.
I know. I fake beat up a guy the other day.
Yeah.
And you real beat up a room, a dog bowl.
Yeah, you did a lot of damage to that room. I took my VR headset into work on Saturday while we were painting and let Mace try, and she started playing Thrill of the Fight, which is a boxing game. And apparently her boxing strategy is to spread her legs really wide apart and then just hop around, take 2 foot long leaps constantly, usually backwards and to the side. No idea
I
where
was
she's
ducking
going.
and dodging. No, that's not me fighting. That's ducking and dodging. But also, having a wide stance is going to make you more stable. I learned that in karate.
Okay. The point is, she wound up hitting a lot of things around the room.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Let's see. Hey, Goobertown. Strata minis? Yeah, my wheelchair minis. All 4 of them got here a couple days ago. So I've been I assembled them today and primed them. And I've been going very, very slow on these models, mostly because there's so many details on these that I'm like slowly deciding what I want to do bit by bit.
Hi, Goobertown.
It's a great name.
It really is.
Let's see. Goobertown Hobbies channel. Turns out
Yeah,
the combat
I like
character
your
you haven't had a chance to finish it. You like the rogue the best. The rogues is really cool. There's so many details on the cleric. I've been doing that, but I'm kind of regretting that I did the cleric first because I feel like it's got so many small little nooks and crannies and getting under the horns and trying to do the glasses. It's a lot. The barbarian is probably the easiest to do looking at it. I wish I'd started with the barbarian. I also really like the way the barbarian's done. It's very cute. I need to... Probably didn't quite go on with the edges there. Yeah, the archer's from Relic Blade. Hamster's been doing a lot of Relic Blade lately.
Freaking love Relic Blade.
I want to play it with you.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get another warband together. Because I have the Blade and Darkness. Yes, for sure, but I want to get it in the office because it...
Yeah, doing it in the office would be great as well, so we could use our actual terrain, but... I could learn the rules.
Yes.
Tabletop sim.
It's a... Man, I love how he just put everything into the mod, and he put all his cool art in there. It just is so fun, and it's so easy to teach people and learn yourself and test things and everything.
Yeah, it's the actual dev that put the stuff on Tabletop Sim, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Just somebody who just wants it to be played.
Right.
Painting your combat chair at 200%, much easier to paint. How do you do that? What?
I mean, you can print and change the scale. I've actually thought about getting big minis just so I could do cool designs on the capes and stuff.
I'm still so new.
I think Hamster, we were talking about this. You were gonna start doing, or like you have a bigger mini that you were gonna paint.
Yeah, I have a number of well, I backed the entire... What was that? What's the King Arthur? Where's Topulus? The King Arthur Kickstarter of all the 75 mil models.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't. I held off. I was like, I don't need this.
See, yeah, Big Child Creatives. God, what was it called? The title of it was cool, but it's basically King Arthur. And I thought I held off and was like, I'll just get like the 4 model package. And then Pledge Manager came out, and I said, oh, I have more money now. So I got all of them. Echoes of Camelot. Yeah, that's what it's called. So
those are beautiful minis.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So theoretically in December I'll have more models than I'll ever paint in 75 millimeter. So yeah, that I'm interested in trying the larger scale, and yeah, like you said, you like to point out those videos of the really fine freehand. I want to try stuff like that. I love painting gaming models, but it's nice to have a different type of project, right? And just pick away at something until it's just right and display ready.
I feel like that's going to be my strength with mini painting too. It's like I get a lot of the techniques down. Obviously, there's some that I still don't have locked into my brain, but like one thing that I've had since childhood is being able to like paint my tiny fingernails with whatever design I want without them having to be on a table or any surface. And I'm like, I've learned that that's like pretty respect. Like you can respect that. Like that's you know, that's G status. So I'd like to see what I could do on a bigger mini with like a more decorative fabric or something like that.
Yeah. There's just more surface to play with, I feel like, is what it'll be like. You can just play with smoothing out the blends and everything.
On the stream last night, we played around with the idea of having Drew make a 75 millimeter sculpt of the dwarf at the anvil.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, Goobertown's videos are freaking awesome.
I would like more minis from Drew in general. Just like player minis and then minis in general. Like he's very good at action poses. He did the basilisk and the dragon and
the Wailuli.
A few other minis for Kickstarter.
He did the Wyvern, yeah. He did Wailuli. He did all the minis except for the dragon. The dragon was Russ.
That's what I meant. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, him and Crystal like work so well together. I can't see us not like having like making more minis with them, right?
That's the plan. Nate, Eric, and I were talking about it today. It's like the reason why it made so much sense. You guys pointed it out last night. Where like they had the same teacher. They're gonna like learn things like they're gonna look at things in the same kind of vein and learn. Like, I see a picture, I'm gonna replicate it. So she's gonna draw the way that he's gonna sculpt. So
I love that they're
there's a reason why
doing.
it works out so well. And the plan going forward is to have them collaborate more with minis and everything. That was just like a happy like
That-
it's awesome that that was the case, and we were probably going to have that anyway. But now that we have that knowledge, it's kind of like, oh, we can throw a lot of stuff at them, and they'll probably be able to really deliver on it.
I love that they didn't even know that they had the same teacher.
I know they found out on the stream.
It was lucky she showed up, and also the hamster showed up right when they were talking about the basilisk.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was a cool coincidence.
Like you and Crystal both showed up as soon as the basilisk got brought up, and it was pretty funny. Don't you dare eat that package. You leave that
I'll do what I
plastic alone.
want.
My cat is just obsessed with plastic, and I don't understand.
A lot of cats are. It's not. I mean, it's
Do
weird,
they
but
want
it's
it?
not uncommon.
Do they want to eat it? Like she
Yeah,
she
my
does not
cat.
understand. It doesn't matter how often I take it away. It doesn't matter if she gets sprayed. Like immediately, like any plastic that is around in any capacity has to go in her mouth.
Yes, no, it's not just your cat. Like my when I had cats, Bub, we called her, she would
Bub.
do nothing but lick and lick and lick plastic bags that I would have in my room. Like I'd go to Walgreens, get some mascara, be too lazy to take it out of the package or a bag, put it just in my room. Bub would go storming in, just like tromp, 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 and then just devour the bag. I don't know what it is, but like you're not the only person I've talked to that's had this instance of like cats just licking bags.
Look, licking would be fine. It's that like
Oh,
literally, it's like a
chewing
health
too.
hazard. Huh?
No, I know. It's chewing too. Like, Ub eats plastic, and we love her. We accept that about her. We won't let her do it to herself because it's self harm. But, you know, like, I don't know why, but like, it's a cat thing. I think it reminds them of butterflies. Like, it's got a sheen to it and a certain noise. I don't know. But
Do
cats
cats
eat butterflies.
generally eat butterflies?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just think it reminds them of bugs with wings in general, but I specifically thought of
Dude, how
butterflies
much
because I
she
live
smells
in
it though?
Turkey.
She goes up and she smells it for so long.
I don't know what to tell you. Cats are weird.
Tell me it'll be better.
It'll be okay.
Tell me eventually she'll stop and I'll stop having to like constantly make sure that no plastic from any source gets left anywhere.
It'll be okay. You don't have a pet, right, hamster?
I don't. I just stop in my tracks at every pet on the street, on the internet, and just obsessively want. I don't know. Every time I think about taking care of it, I don't think I could give it the life that I would want to give it.
I
Yeah,
hear you.
like I want a dog so bad, but like I
Yeah,
do not have the capacity to actually care for a dog the way it needs to be cared for.
right.
I know. Just New York in general, it's hard to even like justify having a dog because apartments are so small and like every single like minute of the dog's life is gonna pretty much be asleep in an apartment or awake in an apartment, and then sometimes outside. It just I only want dogs. I can't have them for their good and for my good, but mostly their good. I almost got a skunk a little bit ago. And then,
What?
That's
yeah,
that's
I
okay.
genuinely almost did. But my very good friend Maddie was like, because okay, so people in the office were like, "You should do it. You should get it. You should do it. You should get it." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it." And
I
then
would
I
not
talked to
oppose
Maddie
it.
about it. She was like, "Do you really want a illegal alien? Like, not sorry, an
Oh
illegal
my gosh.
animal? I know, sorry, an illegal animal, an apartment that's falling apart that lives for 12 years." And I was kind of like, "Huh, okay." But I was so close to getting it, and I still might eventually get it. Like, I'm not off the skunk train because it's descented. First of all, it doesn't have those scent glands. Second of all, they're so cute. And thirdly, they're nocturnal like me. Do
Oh,
have a very strict diet, which I've looked into, and I so they're illegal in New York. They are legal in New Jersey, and in Iowa they're legal. So with my Iowa driver's license, I could go get a skunk in New Jersey. I know the people. I know how much the skunks cost. I know what time of year they have them. I know exactly the varieties they carry. I'm ready for it when it happens. And all I have to do is figure out how to renew my driver's license in Iowa. It's complicated. I have a master plan.
Sounds that
Um,
way.
yes, I'm clearly trying to fill the voids in my life with an animal that I should not have, but I've been planning for it, so I might get it and like screw everyone that tells me I shouldn't because I've been planning it for so long.
I always think it's funny when people ask like, one of my friends a couple weeks ago, or actually like months ago at this point, she tweeted out like she put a poll on Twitter. She was like, "Should I adopt a kitten?" And I was like, "Did you just like ask people on the internet who won't have to take any of the responsibility if you should adopt a cat?" Because
I mean,
they're going to overwhelmingly say yes.
yes, and the thing about those internet polls and stuff, I do them all the time. A lot of it is for attention and excitement, and then also like, some back and forth with your friends and stuff. Polls on the internet are mostly about loneliness. So the fact
Yeah.
that she's getting a cat might be good for her.
Huh, after she got a cat, she stopped posting so many polls all the time.
Well, turns out I'm a doctor of tweets, so I know exactly what each tweet means. Except for my own.
Yeah, that's me, the doctor of
I, my,
tweets.
I'm an enigma.
Doctor of tweets, what do you need?
500
This man,
cc's of replies. Stat.
this man just, this man just keeps, this man just keeps writing tweets that start with nobody, and then like nothing after it, and then me, and then just like some kind of random boring fact about themselves. This is like all they tweet.
Oh, okay. They need to be put down.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry, that's clearly rabies.
Yeah, that wow, that took.
Was okay. Did I
I
kill
mean, look.
the
I mean, look.
doctor?
You're the professional.
You're the doctor.
Yeah.
Well, Ungalan laughed out loud, so worth it.
I'm not
Thank
educated.
you.
So we're just gonna go with that.
I'm going to get All right, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that post I made with the ride my roller coaster. You must complete my roller coaster.
Oh wait, no, I never got to see it.
I'll send it in the private chat we have.
Did anybody respond to it?
Yeah,
What did they say? I have to see.
they said LOL.
For a limited time. Oh, it's people who were in the stream though, so they actually know the
Yeah.
context.
Yeah.
Man, it's so good.
I'm just
No
very
context for no
skittish
chaos.
about sharing my work in general.
Why?
Especially since we work with like such fantastic artists, and I have no training and anything like that.
I
It
feel that.
feels like a mockery of the company if I
Here's what you
post
need to
something
understand.
I've made. I'm not here to be an artist. I'm here to like help the artist work better and like help streamline everything. Like I am not here to like make things. So when I share things, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that. That's putting a bad name on Dwarven
You're
Forge
worried
because like my art.
you're like poorly representing the company.
Yeah, it's. I know it's not valid, but like it is how I feel.
I have no training, and I feel that way all the time.
You had nothing to do with
Yeah,
you
but
had nothing to do with
you're a container.
you had nothing to do with castles, so like you're fine.
All right.
You know, I like where this is headed,
All right.
but this mini is maybe 20% done. I've put a lot of time in there.
I think I've kind of hit the style I was going for. I like the matte finish. It looks sort of like a worn book.
We have been going over 2 hours, so maybe.
Oh, I told myself I was gonna call it right at 8.
Oh, we're fine. I think you're overthinking that, Hamster. Unless you have somewhere to be and somewhere like something to do.
So much to do, so much to see.
I feel like you know what? If I want to check out, I'm gonna check out. Chris, how much of that mini do you want to paint right now?
I'm just gonna keep going until.
Okay.
Until.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yep.
Okay,
Alright,
well,
good.
then if we're all on board, and I'm happy to keep going. I always love to, like, finish a miniature in one go in these settings, like, for a gaming model.
Yeah.
It's like spending a good amount of time, but, like, getting all the way through it.
Do it.
How far are you?
I can't decide.
Can't decide.
I mean, I could honestly just do the base and call this one good. Or I could pick at it forever.
I mean, this one's not getting finished tonight just because I'm taking so much time deciding what to do with each part of his body.
Maybe I'll call this here, and I'm gonna try the same style across the faction because, of course, I want them to be pretty cohesive. And if I learn something new on the next one, then maybe I'll go back to this. But maybe for now we'll just do the base and call it. So probably 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Speaking of mashups, I will tell you both. First of all, happy Halloween. We're not going to have another stream until after Halloween. So
Oh, yeah?
happy Halloween to everyone.
That is true. Happy
But
Halloween.
before we had our little Discord call, I was listening to Donkey Kong mashup with the Monster Mash on
Yeah, that's pretty
repeat
good.
for so long.
That is pretty good.
So good. And I know what I'm going to do next at karaoke.
You're gonna play Monster Mash, but just do the Donkey Kong rap over it?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, remember when I did smoke weed every day to Beauty and the Beast?
I do.
Remember how I ended up not being the movie version, so I got thrown off once it got to the part where it started being different than the movie version?
No, I don't remember that.
That's fair.
Seems like you remember your own failures more than everybody else will, so...
Yeah, no, I remember stuff that I messed up when I was like 8. Like, the only stuff I remember from my childhood is my sister's first birthday cake, and then every time I ever messed up.
I feel that.
Like peeing on the bathroom rug.
Like when I overheard my parents saying that I needed to get a haircut, and so I didn't want to go to like a salon because I hated like being stuck in the chair. So I went down to the bathroom and I decided to cut my own hair. And my entire solution to it was just taking my bangs that were like reaching my eyes, and I just cut my bangs off like at the root. And I went back upstairs like nothing had happened.
No.
With no bangs. I was like 6. I don't know.
And
I
the
was
amount
like,
of
see,
botch.
I was like, see, now I
I've,
don't need to get a haircut.
Oh.
now it's fine.
Yeah.
You love me again, Mom and Dad?
Now that I don't have bangs. That's what it was. Is they're
I
like they're saying like my bangs had gotten too long, so I just cut off my bangs, and it was like this solves the problem, right?
You're such a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Mia Foya says that's something everybody that has cut their own hair has done at least once. I've also cut my own bangs several times, and the first two times I was in middle school, and those never turned out right. But now I'm getting okay at it.
Bangs were not a thing I
I also
realized.
cut Chris's hair, so I would hope I'm okay at cutting hair. But
You
yeah,
did cut my hair.
I did do that. That is something that happened.
Yeah, because I hadn't had it cut since before the quarantine, and then we were about to start like all the Wildland streaming, and people just kept talking about like how long my hair had gotten. And I was like, fine, it needs to get cut.
Really?
Yeah, and you kept saying like that you would cut it, and then that morning it was just like fine. It was literally the day that the Kickstarter started.
I remember that. Yeah, I used a spork and craft scissors. And it turned out, I know I left it longer than you would have preferred. I didn't really know how short you wanted it, so I cut it to my liking. And I think it turned out okay.
Looks
Um,
exactly like Mace's haircut.
yeah, I did. But like for a spork and some craft scissors, like you
A
gotta give me some
spork?
credit.
Was that the
A
comb?
spork, a tiny wooden spork, like not even a normal size spork, tiny and wooden. So there was no sharp edges or anything. It was all rounded, and it
What
was
the
like,
heck?
yeah,
That's
and
right. It was
just
an even
craft.
worse idea than it initially sounded.
But it turned out good. You got
You did,
compliments
yeah.
on that
You got compliments on
because I did a great job.
that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you cut it. I didn't do anything. So I always think it's
Well,
weird when people like. I always feel weird when people like comment on like a haircut because like it's something I actually had nothing to do with, you know.
no, but it's somebody complimenting like your presentation, like how you. It's like when people compliment your clothes. It's like all I did was buy it. Somebody else actually made it. But like it is like complimentary where it's like, oh, I also like this, and like that's a cool bonding moment. Also, like the fact that you respect my taste is cool. You had no choice about my haircut, and I'm sorry, but I'm sure with every other barber, you've been able to be like, I'm gonna look like Justin Bieber, and they've been like, wham bam, thank you, Sam, and giving it to you.
For the last one, I genuinely just showed them a picture that Chelsea sent me like months ago
Mm. Well, it looks good.
of a man with a much better jawline than me.
Did you go like, no, like this is fine, but you forgot this part?
Yeah, you forgot the part that fixes my face. Like, did you
Oh,
do something
man.
about that? Like take like put the razor on two and like run it over my cheekbones or something.
Oh, man. That's real.
Hmm. I think everybody here has given themselves their own quarantine haircut.
Here's the thing. The first time I cut my hair was like right before quarantine. I was like, all right, I'm tired of paying so much money. I'm going to learn how to do this. So I was prepared.
Well, it turned out good too. Like I remember you having shorter hair and it
It
looked
was
fine.
definitely shorter than it was, yeah.
I know this most recent time was your most dramatic haircut. But it still looks good.
Thank you.
It
I'm
looks
getting
like my
better every
cousin's
time.
hair. Yeah.
It is your cousin's hair.
I I you should do your classic well not I don't think I can call it classic hamster, but hamster circa like 2008 where it's like it frames your face like this.
You mean where I would get it buzzed and then not cut it for a year and it would just grow straight out into like a shaggy skater look?
Yeah, that.
Classic hamster. Does it count as a quarantine haircut when I'm always the one cutting my hair? That's when you get to flex on people. You get to go like, ah,
That's
yeah,
so
I had to cut my hair. I had to cut my own hair too, and yours just like looks way better than everybody else's who's been trying to figure out how to do it. And you
Well,
just
my
don't
sister
think-
is a hairdresser, so I say it runs in the family. Not that that's how it works, but like my haircuts normally turn out okay.
You got good hair cutting genes.
Yeah, it's in the genes. We all know how to use shears. Also, Ryan Noir just shared his art, and I'm excited to see it. Oh, these are amazing! Oh my gosh, he made like a Halloween beholder guy. It's got little jack-o'-lanterns coming out. Oh, and he has a frog!
Where is it, Artist Alley?
Okay. Yeah.
Yo!
You guys know how I feel about frogs, too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
you are
these are
big on
amazing.
frogs. Speaking of frogs,
I love frogs. Every day that I come into work, Toby, not every day, obviously, but like every few days, I'll come into work and I'll have a bigger stack of Frogify, the Magic the Gathering card on my desk. That's a lovely card you got there, Chris. But he's just like adding to my collection. Now I think I've guilted everybody in the office so much about me wanting the Frogify card when we had that deck that like I'm the only one that gets it. Basically, everybody gets that card in their personal decks, and it's like, oh, Macy's gonna like this. Now I feel like I'm the only one with Frogify.
I remember when we had the frog in the office.
The frog car.
The frog in a car, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
I sent the screenshot of the stream to Amanda Flag, the one that made it. She seemed very happy.
Did you say congrats on 4 million?
I
Ooh.
did. That frog is what got us to 4 million, if we're being honest.
I'm gonna bring up a pretty it's gonna have a lot of back and forth probably, this topic, and I don't know if it's maybe the most appropriate place for it, but Tyler
Okay.
promised he was gonna shave his head for 4 million, and yet the other day he paid for a haircut and he is not bald.
Oh, he didn't pay for a haircut. Wait, did he pay for a haircut?
I don't know, he got a haircut. Yes, he did pay for a haircut.
Okay, because he literally got his haircut a day that he was at the office. So did he leave the office and go get a haircut and then come back to the office?
Yes.
Wow. I was gonna say, yeah, that was, I think it was on Monday.
Like, it's fine, but he paid for a haircut and did not shave his head. And we have the razors for him to shave his head, and he keeps being like, okay, do it. And then it's like, oh, well, I already have plans to go get my hair cut. It's kind of like, boy, you're gonna be bald soon. Don't pay that much money to have shorter hair, and you're gonna get it for free.
I'll shave your head for free.
I know, I think we just have to, like, hold him down, no matter how much he struggles and screams and pleads to be let go. We have to shave off his head.
I
Hair.
had no idea.
Shave
I had
off
no
his head.
idea.
Oh.
I had no idea he said he would shave his head, but now I'll act like I knew it all along.
During the stream. I feel like the only person that's actually actively remembered is Toby, and I have remembered every now and again. So then when he posted it where he was gonna get a haircut, I was like, oh, that's funny, because is it by somebody here at the office, or like you're paying somebody to shave you? And then he was like, no, I'm getting a haircut at this place, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh.
By getting a haircut, I mean getting all of them cut.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically he's a phony, as Holden
A
Caulfield
phony?
would say. He's a phony.
Holden Caulfield.
All right, victory lap around the base.
All right. What is that laugh?
No, then I just like that phrase.
Oh, you sounded like Homer, kind of. Yeah, like, no, you had the depth right. It was like you needed a more like girlish trill at the end of it, like. I can't do it, but you had the body of it right.
Is that
Close.
something?
I think it has to go really high at the end. Like he's like,
Ooh.
I have to listen to a Homer laugh, but it's like, like, I can't do it.
More bass noises, please. That was good. That was very good.
No, I'm fine.
I feel like you trying to figure out what Homer sounds like is way more entertaining than me being able to do Homer.
See, I used to be very good at Simpsons impressions in general, or I was just in middle school and everybody would tell me I was fine at it. So I I hold it near and dear to my heart, and then I'm very bad at it. I can do a few of them. I cannot do Homer's laugh.
I feel like the only ones I could really ever do well were Lenny and Carl.
Let's hear it.
Oh man, it's been a while.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, it's been a minute. I used to be able to do Krusty's laugh, and I can't anymore.
Hey girl. I know that. Lenny tends to stick around here. Generally speaking, I think
Yeah.
he's somewhere up here.
Yeah.
And that Carl is I think he's a little deeper than this.
Yeah, he is more in the mouth. You're
Yeah.
putting it too much in your throat. It's more in the mouth.
It's more in the mouth.
Yeah. It's either like you want to pull from the chest. You're pulling a lot from the throat where you're like
I don't have
getting really raspy. Like it sounds like you're. Oh, what is the phrase? It's like the screamo thing people do.
people do a screamo thing.
Yeah, it's like when you like basically drop your voice and only use like your vocal cord, the vocal fry. You're doing a vocal fry.
That's a screamo thing?
Yeah. Oh,
Is that what you wrote?
absolutely. That is
Screamo?
how you scream. That's how you scream without damaging your vocal cords.
I thought vocal fry doesn't damage your cords?
No. It's wrong. That's wrong.
No, that's how you scream without damaging your vocal cords.
Okay. Sort of.
I thought vocal fry would damage your cords.
All right, Hamster, tell us the facts.
Too much vocal.
He knows.
Like, speaking long term on vocal fry is going to damage your cords. What they do is it's a fake scream, where it's because it's amplified, and they just add noise to it. They're not pushing it like really hard. It's literally speaking at the level that I'm speaking, and like adding the sound of a scream that makes it, and then amplify that makes it sound screamo. So it's not the vocal fry that makes it healthier. It's the illusion of a scream without screaming that makes it healthier. So you can do a touch of vocal fry short term, but if you walk around like talking on your cords, you're gonna be in a world of hurt like after a period of time.
Right. You can't Kim Kardashian your life away. She does vocal fry all the time. And actually a lot of males do vocal fry too because it seems very relaxed and like laid back kind
It's
of.
a very West Coast.
Like linguistically. With females though, it's so crazy because instead of like the lax feeling of it, it just seems very like it makes people sound dumb almost. Like I don't think it's dumb. I don't think it sounds dumb, but like that's the culture of it. It just like sounds like a dumb. It's the new Valley Girl, I think, is the way to say it.
It's very
yeah.
It's a very West Coast thing.
It is.
It feels related to the diphthong.
As with Valley Girl.
Like that thing where you don't want to feel committed to something for some reason or another. So you have just like you don't like commit to your sentences really. So I found out that was like a West Coast thing, like linguistically, was having like a diphthong. Um, like where we tend to just drop the end of our sentences.
Yeah, you also vocal fry the most out of anybody I know, by the way. Not that it's not a bad thing. Vocal fry is fine. But, like while you were explaining vocal fry, you were vocal frying, and
I
I
feel
thought
like I
that
have
was
very
funny.
different. I feel like I have like very different voices based on the situation I'm in.
You do.
Like the way I'm talking right now isn't the way that I'll always talk. And I don't know why. I don't know what causes the change. It's just like how relaxed I am at the moment
I
or
think
something.
yes, but it's all about human mirroring and like human like you're trying to carry across certain ideas by mirroring things that you've seen before, etc. And one way of showing relaxedness or like what like the culture of like relaxed in the West Coast is a lot of vocal fry now. It's just like relaxed to a point of like I'm not even like actually talking. This is all just my air coming out of my throat kind of
That
thing.
no, that sounds. Woof, that's rough.
That's it.
Uh, like, oh man, if you actually talked like that, I, I don't know, man. That would be rough.
Sounds painful. I just had a little emergency where there must have been some mold release on the pewter, or some paint on the stone started coming off. So I'm basically done, but I'm doing a quick repair job.
Nice. It's on the base, you said, or
Well, there's like a sculpted rock on the model.
ah,
There must have been some
I
crap
feel
on
like
there.
I feel like I've asked you this before, but have you ever used real moss?
Real moss?
Yeah, on your minis.
I haven't used lichen or anything, but it is very useful. I've seen it used. I just don't have any. This is an actual piece of mulch. This rock in the front here.
Nice.
So I've used organic
Real
stuff.
wood.
Yeah, but painted like rock.
Do you ever worry about the shelf life of your minis when you use like natural base things like that?
uh, Not if you like dry it out and stuff. If it's like has
Cool.
moisture in it and stuff, it's gonna be bad. But usually it's fine.
oh, my back.
My neck.
I'm getting old. All right. Gonna put the frog away.
Here we go. All right. That is a done Ranger for now, unless I go back and obsess over it.
Which you probably will.
Yeah. I did pretty good on the Bone and Darkness ones where I called them good afterwards, but we'll see. I might do some more on this, but it's pretty good. It's in a good place.
Well, it looks amazing. Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you.
I love the shadows. Chris, can we see where you've made progress?
Yes. Only got it this far so far. And mostly, a lot of this was just figuring out the color scheme for them.
Mm.
So I'm using kind of midnight blue and a light blue. I think I'm gonna use a mid blue for like transitions. I'm gonna have his skin color not be blue. It's a tiefling, so I'm gonna want it to stand out there.
All right.
But I hit the metal, I hit the wheels, and I found all the different places where the sun motif is, and I hit those with yellow. And that's basically it. I have a lot I need to do. I need to do his bags on the back, and then do his facial features mostly. And then get into like doing actual details. But yeah.
Cool.
I have a lot
I've
to do.
I posted both of my artworks in the Discord and will be deleting them abruptly. So see that while you can. I think that's it for me.
Yeah. Well, what's coming up
Yeah.
this week? Just on the anvil next week, or?
I'm gonna let Chris navigate this. Now Chris is actually the
Okay, cool.
guru for Twitch.
So we're actually trying to figure out what to do regarding on the anvil. We actually have next Wednesday off in the office.
Oh, right.
So we might like I don't know. I'm talking to Nate about it. We might maybe do something a bit lighter and shorter than a full on the anvil, but we also just might end up doing a full on the anvil. Who knows?
Cool.
Still talking about it. It's up in the air as to what we're gonna do though. But yeah.
Awesome.
Next Monday though, actually, they're gonna be doing building of the month. So
Oh, cool.
that will be happening on Monday. Yeah. So Wednesday to be decided. Thursday we'll probably do this same time. Yeah.
Next
Do you have any objections to doing it
Thursday.
next Thursday?
I think next Thursday is when I'm out of town again.
Okay. We'll figure that out. But yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll catch you on those future streams, and have a good night. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.